Hey everyone, welcome to Data Millennials. I am Atul, and in this video we are going to learn about the Python multi-line statements. So in Python, the code statement is typically ends with a new line. However, Python allows us to use the line continuation character, which is / to denote that the line should continue. Now let's take an example of this multi-line statement. Suppose I have a variable total, and in this variable I want to store 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, now I just want to print this total. Now if I run this code, you will see that I have a value 6 over here printed out, and this is correct, right? This seems simple, but now think of a scenario where you have multiple values which you need to add. That is not going to happen in real world, where you are basically hard coding something and adding it over there. But just to understand about the concept of multi-line statement, think of a scenario where you have hundreds of numbers and you need to add those numbers. So let's take an example. I'm going to give another total variable over here where I'm going to put 1 plus 2 plus 3. But instead of doing this, what I am going to do is that after this plus, I'm going to add a space and a /. Then I'm going to press enter. Then again, after this plus, I'm going to give a space and I'm going to give a / and press enter. Then I'm going to print out this total. Total. Yeah. Now pause this video for a second and think what's going to happen over here. So ideally, it should give us an error. If you are new in Python, you would think that it's going to give an error to us, right? But if I run this program, you will see that our output is 6, which is similar to our previous output over here. So why is this happening? This is happening because when you have n number of items which you need to put in a single line, and you won't be able to see the values after it ends over here, then you need to put it into a new line. And this multi-line statement allows us to use the line continuation character to denote that the line should continue in this programming or in this code. So now if we talk about this program, that what is exactly happening is that we are simply adding 1, 2 and 3. Then we are storing the result of this addition in a variable named as total, and then we are printing the value which is stored in total. Now it is getting stored after addition because we have used this multi-line statement. But what if we remove this multi-line statement? Then what will happen? We should get an error. As you can see over here, we get the syntax error saying that invalid syntax. And this is because Python understood that this total is equal to 1 plus, and then there is another line of code or a block of code which says 2 plus, then there is another line of code which says 3. Without any variable or any identifier before this 2 or 3. So that's why it's giving us an invalid syntax, because Python understands that you want to add these 3 numbers without the multi-line statement, which is /. Now if I add this / over here and again run it, you will see that we have the output 6. Now suppose you have a statement that are contained with these brackets or this curly braces or this small bracket. So ideally we use these brackets in list, dictionary and sets, right? Which we will discuss in our future video when we are going to discuss about list, dictionary and set. So when we are using list, dictionary or set, then we are using these brackets, and then we do not need to use the line continuation character. For example, let's take another example of a list. You don't need to worry about list or dictionary right now. Just understand about this multi-line statement. In our future videos, we'll discuss in depth about list as well as dictionaries. So let's take a list example. Suppose I have a list of student who is in my batch, right? So I'm going to put their name in a list. So I can say Atul. Then I have another student whose name is Aradhana, then Sandeep, Wasim. Let's add 1 or 2 more names. Okay, So let's add name Arpita, Ankita, and Mishika. Okay, now we have a list over here, and if I want to print this list, I can simply say print student, and if I run this code, you will see that we have a list over here with all the names, right? Now what if I basically press enter after this name Sandeep? You will see that it follows an indentation over here because it is enclosed in a bracket because it's a list. So when we are using list, dictionary or set, then we do not need to worry about this multi-line statement. Python will understand that it's a list and you want to continue it in the next line. And now if I run this, you will see that we have the output over here. Let's take one more example and put Shivank over here. Okay, and now let's run it. So you have Shivank over here. Even though we have spread this entire name in 3 different lines, Python understands that it is enclosed within a single list, and it's a single list, so that's why it's printing it as a single list. So that's it for this video. In our next video, we are gonna learn about quotations in Python. Happy learning and see you in the next video.